fan. We talk tactics, baseball IQ, and money. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brian Kenny. A lot going on today. Dusty Baker will join us. He's had a fascinating baseball life. He has a memoir coming out. We'll talk to Dusty, who hits the Hall of Fame ballot this winter, by the way. Mark DeRosa is in the showdown. Are you obligated to fight for a teammate who's wrong? An interesting dilemma, and the culture might be changing. D-Row very wary of the showdown. He gets in trouble. But first, the Dodgers losing to the Giants last night, 9-3. The Padres are now in sole possession of first place in the NL West. Now, the Dodgers are not just the favorite to win the division. They are a bulked-up defending champion. This is probably, I think anyway, the most complete Dodgers team of the Andrew Friedman run, which is saying something. Dodgers and Giants are the traditional rivals throughout the last century, but it's the Padres testing the Dodgers now. And just when it looks like the Dodgers are putting the Padres in the rearview mirror, they hang around. Let's do a little digging in and explore. The Dodgers start here. They're clearly the gold standard in baseball. 13 straight trips to the postseason. 12 division titles in those 13 years. Padres are on a nice run. They've made the postseason for the last 6 years. But the last time the Padres won an NL West title, Mike Piazza was their catcher. A while ago. 2006, GM Kevin Towers, manager Bruce Bochy. It's been a while. But a few years ago, in the modern financial MLB era, the Padres joined what I call the heavyweight division. Meaning they might not be as rich, good, or deep as the Dodgers, but they're in the same relative weight class, and they can trade shots with the big guys. I like boxing analogies. I have a couple of things to show you now. The NL West, the last 4 years. Let's look where the Dodgers are and where the Padres are. Go back to 2022. Blowout City, 22 games. 2023. Padres are actually in third place. Diamondbacks jumped up ahead of them. But the Padres are 18 games back, right? That's the malaise Padres with Juan Soto. Didn't work for whatever reason. Did not work. 2 years ago, 5 games back. Getting closer. Last year, just 3 games back. But the Dodgers, right, not pressing in the regular season, we know this, and they won the World Series each of those seasons. But over a full 6 months, right, the Padres, wheeling and dealing with A.J. Preller, their president, have been in the weight class, at least, not too far off. So, take a look at this. A major underlying factor, this is where we talk money, payroll has gone in different directions. Under their late owner, Peter Seidler, the Padres did make a big push. All right, start in 2021. You can see the gap right there. Dodgers are number 1. Padres are 7th. 2022, second. No, Padres jump up about $40 million. Now they're 5th. They move up. 2023, 241, 250. Padres surged past them in payroll. This is big news. 3rd and 5th. That was the Dodgers again taking their foot off the accelerator for 1 year. But then, the next year, the fully operational Death Star. The Dodgers get Shohei Ohtani, Yoshi Yamamoto, and it's big time. They jump back up to number 1 overall, from 270 to 345. And they're now about $100+ million above the Padres. Just as A.J. Preller had to cut payroll. He goes from 257 to 172. That's quite a trim, $85 million. Dodgers jump up to 345 last year. Padres, they jump back up, but now they're 9th, and they're still way behind the Dodgers. And that's the gap this year. They're second to the Mets, the Dodgers are, but they're number 2, 332 to 205. That's $127 million more to play with. And that's not including the payroll tax. This is purely payroll. The Padres were just sold a record price of $3.9 billion. You would presume the new owners, Jose Feliciano and his wife Kwanzaa Jones, didn't spend that much to cut back and let the Dodgers run away. But it's tough to match the money machine that the Dodgers have turned on. Here's what's interesting. If you just saw the Padres passing the Dodgers in the standings, you'd think, all right, Machado is probably killing it. Jackson Merrill's breaking out. Tatis is back. But nope. Xander Bogaerts is having a nice year, back playing shortstop. Funny thing is, though, besides Bogaerts, no one is really hitting. Not that much. I mean, of the regulars, 2 Padres, 2 are hitting. Only Xander Bogaerts and Miguel Andujar are above league average. 100 is league average for OPS plus. Ramon Laureano, Gavin Sheets, all right, 94, 91, it's not bad. But Merrill, Machado, Tatis, look, Jake Cronenworth, who's a nice player, 35, he's hurt now, but wow. So they're not hitting. And this is a bad news, good news situation. The bad news is they're not hitting. The good news is they're not hitting but they're winning. So when you see this, you'd think, all right, so the pitching is great, right? No, not exactly. Michael King, Randy Vasquez, they've been quite good, but that's about it. So you think, oh, the defense and the base running is great, right? No, both are above average, but nothing crazy. The bullpen, all right, yeah, that's a different story. Now, the Padres are 8th in bullpen ERA overall. Top third, but not elite. The difference, though, is in high leverage. Their bullpen A squad is elite. Remember, the Padres gave up top prospect Leo DeVries to get Mason Miller at last year's deadline. Miller is delivering. 12 for 12 in saves this year, 0.96 ERA, number 1 strikeout percentage in the game. So what am I saying? I'm saying maybe the overall bullpen ERA is 8th, but in winning time, A squad, that bullpen is better than 8th. The question is, right, always, we ask it on the show all the time, what do you need to win? And is that the magic elixir, right? Because they're not hitting, not pitching that great. Here's the Padres in the snapshot, because they're winning. They're 29th in hitting. OPS plus 29th. Run differential, they're only plus 3, right? That's like a 500 club, should be. Base running runs, 6th. Starting pitcher ERA, 24th. And bullpen, as I mentioned, relief pitcher ERA is 8th. Defensive runs saved, plus 8, they're 13th. So it's not a great club if you just looked at this, plus 3 run differential. All this could tell you that the Padres are overperforming, getting fortunate. I hate to say lucky, but I don't know about that. This is a good team. 5 comebacks this year where they were down 4 or more runs. Remember the Malays team that I mentioned from 2022? That team didn't do that all year. It'll be fascinating to see if they've latched onto something, having just enough to compete all through the roster with a killer high-leverage bullpen. We're not even at Memorial Day, but the Dodgers have to be aware of the standings and that their pesky neighbor has not gone away. Let us know what you think. How good are the Padres this year? And we kind of split it up into 3 categories. World Series, oh, where'd it go? World Series contender. What was the other one? They took it away from me so fast out loud.
Please, get him.
To my left, where? There, thank you. Put it up there, thank you. One and done in the postseason. Right, meaning they'll make the postseason, but they're not going to be making a threat. Or they're a World Series contender, meaning you don't have to win the World Series, but if you get to the World Series, you win a pennant, you're competitive, it's a different story. So let us know what you think on X at MLB Now. Put it on the line now. Al Leiter is here. Joel Sherman is here. Where would you pick right now, Joel? What do you think?
I don't think this version, this profile of the Padres is sustainable for 162 games. I mean, you highlighted just quickly, 20th in runs per game, scoring, 21st in starting pitching ERA, 20th in defensive efficiency, next to last in OPS plus. It's just not. I think they're winning for a simple reason right now. We have not had a relief pitcher win the most valuable player. Forget about Cy Young. Since Eck in 1992. The Padres are 17-1 when Mason Miller appears in a game. Like the games that they have a shot to win, they are winning. Yeah. They're 17-1. They're 7-16 when Mason Miller doesn't go in the game. I don't know how more valuable you can be than that. He's 12 for 12 in saves. Like they haven't had the one slip away. And I just think the Dodgers are doing a sleepwalk through the season again. Tap us on the shoulder when we need to put a rock on the gas pedal to get to 95, which no other team in our division is going to get close to. We don't want to win 104 anymore. There was no value in that.
111.
We're slow playing it to October. Now, I mean, it's not fun to say that, but I feel like that's what's going on in the NL West, and I just feel like you need more than one great relief pitcher to sustain something against the Dodgers.
Okay. Again, I was one of the first on TV, especially, where I'd say, run differential. Look at the run differential. They're frauds. They're not for real. And now I'll say, Al, in my evolution here, hanging out with guys like you.
I used to bring boxing gloves.
That's right. I'm not completely sold on that because I remember the 2021 Mariners. Remember the years back, they had a negative 51 run differential. They should have won by the run differential 76 games. They won 90. Because they had just enough everywhere. As Mitch Haniger had a great year, J.P. Crawford a good year. Everybody was good everywhere. And we followed them through the year and said, this is a good team. So I'm not ruling out that the Padres might be a good team. I'm not sure. What do you think?
All right. So I'm going to be positive here with respect to a team that nobody can compete with the Dodgers. I really believe that. And I think you alluded to it. We saw it last year with the Blake Snell who could just slow play it until July and be ready for the postseason. So it's not about the Dodgers. The Padres are in 1st place. There's only 2 other teams in the National League that have more wins. Then you look into, okay, where is this roster with respect to, if I go to your WAR, they're 29 WAR, Braves, Phillies, and the Dodgers, and the Cubs are in there. So I look at the Padres and say, will Tatis go an entire year without hitting a home run?
Unlikely. Yeah.
Amazing.
Does he hit 5 or does he hit 25?
Okay, now we're extrapolating, like, who are these guys? Like, Jackson Merrill, I know he had a concussion, but, like, he's better than what he's showing.
Machado should hit. Right,
yeah, I mean, like, so we can play that game. I love your analogy. The third most strikeouts on the staff, it's not a starting pitcher. It's Mason Miller. So like when you look at Randy Vasquez and King, I like them. Well, Walker Buehler becomes like kind of the 3-4, maybe. So I go to a place of, do you have A.J. Preller sitting there going, all right, like I can wheel and deal as best as any.
He can go either way.
Yeah.
Remember.
Okay, fine. Yeah. And we've seen that.
Yeah.
I'm not going there yet. It's a quarter of the way. I like to stamp 60 games to have a true indicator as to whether are we going to be sellers or buyers? We're not there yet.
All right. So wait. Can I ask you, like, if you were doing our poll, are they a World Series contender? Are they a low-level postseason team, which is good? 90 wins, 89 wins, 88, or a team that now they just fall short? Where are
they? Not fall short, and
they'll make the playoffs.
They'll make the playoffs. Yeah. I think they're in that.
I kind of think that.
I think they're in the block of the 4 or 5 teams that are like dialing it up for that
between 88 and 92.
Yes, there's going to be like 8 or 9 teams battling to get to 85-plus wins, and they're going to be in that. I'll say these 2 things quick. You point out like the Seattle team that was minus 51. Well, you're cherry picking. Most of the time that run differential does tell a story.
Yes.
Right? Like you have to find one in history where it doesn't. So I do look at that because it is usually a strong indicator. And the simple thing for the Padres is, do their great players play like great players or not? That's the way, because if it's just the Mason Miller show, it's going to run out after a while. They need Tatis to hit.
Would you rather
Machado to hit? And by the way, Joe Musgrove, they thought was going to be in the rotation from the start of the year. It's a quarter of the way through the season. He hasn't come back from his Tommy John. Nick Pivetta has, like, where is he? Like, they need their guys. They've invested a lot of money in a group of guys who, for the most part, are not performing for them.
I'll try to be succinct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a roster of the guys that we're looking at that have the good numbers and had WAR and they were really good? Or would you rather look at the roster and go, wow, this guy we didn't even know and he came up from Double-A? And oh my God, look at Louis.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I'd rather have a roster that has
with
the
stars
that
are underperforming but winning. Yeah, the wins are in the bank. By the way, Dodgers have lost 8 of 12. We haven't gotten to them, yet, but we will. But the Dodgers and Giants get. By the way, you can see it tonight right here on MLB Network. It's interesting. Mookie Betts is back. We'll see where they go. But it's fascinating that the Padres, actually, right now, I know it's not Memorial Day, we're not even close, but the Padres are in first place. It's in the bank. It's in right now. We'll take a short break. When we come back, Dusty Baker.
Dusty.
In baseball, his new book coming out, Crossroads. We'll talk to Dusty himself, his life in baseball, from the beginning to his World Series title as a manager. Next. MLB June 9th, Crossroads, a memoir in baseball and life. Dusty Baker, outstanding player, 2-time All-Star, also a 3-time Manager of the Year, of course. 26 years as a manager for 5 different teams. Won a World Series as a Dodger, as a player in 1981, and as a manager in 2022. Still with the Giants now as a special advisor. We welcome in Dusty Baker himself. Dusty, it's Brian Kenny. A pleasure to have you here on the show. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, man, no problem.
You tell me, Crossroads, first of all, the Robert Johnson song. Is there a message? I know you're a worldly fellow. Where did Crossroads come from?
Yeah, there's always a message. And the message is, all my life, I've been at a crossroads. Got to make one decision or another one. And I actually went to the crossroads down in Mississippi with Elvin Bishop visiting Morgan Freeman's place, and went to the crossroads, got out of the car, and imagine Robert Johnson doing the devil down there. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
I can hear it playing in the background. We've been talking a lot about the Dodgers recently. We lost Davey Lopes a few weeks back. We had Ron Say on. So just tell me, it does trigger memories of those great Dodger clubs. What do you remember best, and what do you try to get in the book on that?
Well, what I remember best is, the camaraderie that we had, and the feeling that we went out there every day and we were going to win. Not a chance to win, but, we had a serious attitude. A lot of people didn't like us. We knew it. I didn't like the Dodgers when I was playing on the Braves, but they still found a way to beat us all the time. And, that's what I remember most. It was really, really heartbreaking to go to David Lopes' funeral, a few weeks ago, because you realize your own, that death is right around the corner from you. That's a song by Tupac. Is that death around the corner, and it really is, and that's one of the reasons why I wrote the book, because I don't want to, to be gone. Like half my friends are checking out, and then all of a sudden somebody writes a book and it's not right. And I mean, just the other day, I was thinking about Bobby Cox and Ted Turner, and it was almost like they planned to leave together, And boy, it's death is closing in on us, but you have to continue to live your life, but also try to leave an impact on your family and people around the world, because there's a lot of people that need hope.
Right.
And that's what I was trying to convey, in the book. It hadn't been easy, but life's been good, and everything was for a point and a purpose, and the point and purpose was at the end to try to go to heaven.
Yeah. Nice. You've had a rich life. When you were playing, again, you were a hell of a player. Again, people are really young. Was like, Dusty could really play. At what point, or did you ever think you'd be a manager? Like, when did that ever start to occur to you, if at all?
Never. Really? And I didn't want to coach. I didn't want to manage. I didn't want anything to do with the game at the end there. But Al Rosen is the one that kind of handpicked me, to be a future coach and manager. And he told me it would take 5 years to get the player out of me. And it was 5 years and a day until I was named, the manager. And basically, one of the crossroads that happened in my life early was the fact that my parents got divorced, which kind of forced me at the time, being the oldest of five, to sign a professional contract out of high school, which my dad was totally against. And then in my own situation, I got divorced and I was at a crossroads. I didn't know what to do. And that's why, I was a broker. For a while I passed the Series 6, Series 22, and I was taking the Series 7. Then the stock market crashed in 87, and I was like, well, hey man, it's the wrong time to get into the market. I wanted to move back to Northern California, and I was at a meeting at the winter meetings, and Al Campanis, not Al Campanis, after Al said, what he said about, we weren't qualified for upper management jobs, and then Al Rosen picked me, and he says, hey man, I think you'd be a fine manager. And then I went to school. Well, I call it school, with excuse me, with Al Addles on coaching, and Bill Walsh that really helped me in my coaching career early.
Wow. Okay. From other sports. What was it like? Again, I want to jump in here. All right, so you start managing. It was the same year Barry Bonds arrives, correct? So now, Barry, what was it like? Because we hear so much about Barry. What was it like managing Barry Bonds?
Well, hey man, you just let Barry Bonds play. Barry's like a thoroughbred. I held Barry the day he was born almost, and my dad was Bobby Bonds' little league coach, and Bobby was one of my coaches. So it was kind of like a family reunion. Sometimes Barry was tough to manage, but all superstars and all racehorses, sometimes they don't want to be ridden. You just have to let them play, and then they'll come back in when they're, when it's time to eat or when they're hungry.
All right. Jeff Kent goes into the Hall of Fame this summer, Dusty. So what is that? What was that like, that whole scene that we hear about?
Well, it happened. I just told him, hey, man, I told him, go on the inside, because brothers fight. I've never been on a really good team that didn't have some kind of skirmish, but just don't do it out in the public. But, you're not caring about that, when tempers flare. And so, they made up, we won, which was the objective. And I told them both that they were similar in a lot of ways. They were different, but they were similar. Yeah. And they kind of remind me of Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier back in the movies, back in the days when they were handcuffed together, and if one went over the cliff, the other one went over the cliff. So it was a pleasure having both of them, because what Barry didn't drive in, Jeff drove in, and Jeff was our clutch man on that team. Barry was the best player by far, but Jeff Kent was a clutch man.
this year on the Veterans Committee for the Hall of Fame, speaking of the Hall of Fame, managers and executives. You should be on that ballot. You're a pretty good shot. You have any thoughts on that? Do you give any thought to that, Dusty?
Not really. I don't give. I mean, a lot of other people, talk to me about it. I don't give a whole bunch of thought to that, just simply because, when it comes, it comes. And, you sort of guard yourself. You don't want to be disappointed.
Right.
And when I saw Bill Belichick get denied, I was like, man, anybody can get denied.
Yeah, I don't expect that. But, right, you have to guard yourself against that. But, Dusty, we'll look forward to the book coming out again June 9th. And it should be fascinating. You have a full, rich life and so much ahead. Dusty, great having you on here. We'd love to talk to you again. And good luck with the release of the book.
All right, thank you, man. Hey, man, that suit is clean. You looking good, bro.
Thank you, Dusty. Al Leiter doesn't compliment me at all. Do you realize that? Thank you, I appreciate that. Thank you, Dusty. It's from Dusty himself. Thank you, Dusty. I appreciate trouble, he says.
Let's go.
Let's keep it somewhat real. Dusty's an interesting guy, isn't he?
Dusty's awesome.
You could
kind
go
of like
on
Bobby
and on.
Cox. You've never heard a guy play for him that doesn't love him.
That's amazing. All right, so let's kick it around here. I just reacting to Dusty Baker, we just spoke to. Shohei Ohtani is going for it on the mound. You can see it's clear what he's doing, right? And he's been great. 0.97 ERA. You know where I knew he was going for it, Dero? When he was pitching 6 in spring training, 6 innings. So look, he's killing it. However, look at his slash line at 363 on base, 404 slugging. It's
he's
a
struggling, BK.
No, Dero's hitting 111 in May with a 139 slug, meaning he's not even doing it with power. So I've been saying this for years, and I'm the bad guy, that when he was slugging 500, I said, okay, do both and do your best.
Yeah.
Because that's still a remarkable achievement. When he started slugging 600, which he's done 3 straight years, he's now the best offensive player in the league. You're sacrificing a lot. We're seeing it now, and I think they're going to eventually have to choose something. Is that true, or am I overreacting?
No, I don't think they have to choose something. I just think he needs to put more eggs in the offensive basket just because of the way the Dodgers are built. I don't think they necessarily need him to be great on the mound to win a World Series.
But
it's been
offensively,
proven they
right.
need him to be great offensively.
Right.
2024, 54 and 130. 2025, 55 and 102. In 24, he was hurt and couldn't pitch. Yeah, let me steal 59 bases. I know he's trying to win a Cy Young. I still think Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Sheehan, Robleski, Cesar, they can cover it. You're not giving the ball, in my opinion, to Ohtani game 1 of every postseason series you're going to play. So why are we so fixated on?
And everybody tells me, but it's the greatest thing ever. I'm like, yeah, but it is the greatest thing ever. But it comes at a cost. And if the cost is he's the 20th best offensive player in the league, okay. But he's the number 1 offensive player in the league.
That's the thing.
You saw on that graphic, base running runs. He was number 1 in baseball in base running runs that 1 year. He can do so much for you. This goes back to
there's too much
we're talking
depth.
about it, you know what we do? Have him open. Have him, again, no one wants to hear that. Or if your solution would be what? Pitch every 2 weeks?
Massage it.
All right,
Massage it. I want him right,
but he stays sharp.
I think he calls the shots.
Maybe it comes out to he's relieving after all this.
If he says he wants to win a Cy Young, they're going to.
He's after that now. All right.
He's a revenue generator.
2 managers fired in April.
Yeah.
You, as
ridiculous.
You canceled.
But I understand.
Right. They came after you, too. Do we put too much? Do we have like an 1890s mentality about the manager where it's Connie Mack in his, straw hat, where he's the one guy, when we know the guys who got fired, it's not. It's roster construction. It's a GM's game. Is it too much blame?
GM's game. No, I don't know if there's too much blame. I just think there's too much vitriol and too much quick to judgment on social media with the way the world is now. I mean, in Canada, I would have loved a game against Canada. I would have loved to have run out Clay Holmes following Logan Webb and saved my pen for the final 2 games. I wasn't allowed to do that. Right, so I had to burn my pen, and it cost us in the final.
So you're saying hearing from GMs what your constraints that you were under?
Yeah, I think for me it's a matter of massaging the GMs, but the public not understanding what's going on behind the scenes. And I think like last night I watched the Yankees. They bring in Hedrick. I didn't love the move, but understood it. Booney takes heat on a daily basis. You got to lose some battles to win the war in totality.
Right.
Trevor Rogers.
He was bringing a guy with a 170 ERA, whatever it was.
I know.
I know
but
he gave it up, but in hindsight.
Yeah.
Right. But I just think, like, when we know, hey, Philadelphia and Boston, like, oh, we know it's not the manager's fault, but they get fired, and we go, oh, yeah, good, he got fired. No, not good.
I brought Tyler Rogers in against the Dominican. No one loved the move. He grounded into a double play Juan Soto. We were a genius, and then we don't score any runs in the finals, and I'm a buffoon against Venezuela.
Yeah.
It's the way it works. It's a little much for me. I'm not saying the Phillies didn't jumpstart or need a kick in the tush, but Rob Thompson was not a bad manager. He won more than 60% of his games.
Yeah. You feel burned by it. A little bit.
Yeah, I'm willing to die on it for him, for the boys.
This is interesting with the manager, A.J. Hinch, not down with Framber Valdez hitting Trevor Story. And I thought it was fascinating in that he said, like, they had to go out on the field, they had to fight for this guy. And he said, if you go out on the field, you want to feel good about it. He didn't feel good about it. And so my question is the culture changing? And because the main question is, do you have to fight for a teammate whose actions you're not down with? Meaning, right, you know, like, hey, my guy is wrong. Do you still have to fight for that guy?
Publicly, you have to fight for him. Privately, you want to.
Is it changing a little bit? This generation might be a little different.
I hope
a little
not.
different.
I think the generation is changing a little bit. I hope not. You got to have your teammates back at all costs, and then underneath the tunnel, we'll address it.
But you know, you and I are from the same hood in different boroughs, right? And you go into there are times you go into either a game or a bar with friends where don't start trouble. And you have that one guy who's starting trouble, and then you're like, do I have to fight for this guy? And you want to think, I'm not backing you up. Whatever you do is on you. So I understand if you're a baseball player, so you say, hey, he hits the guy. He did that. Let him deal with it.
I thought A.J. Hinch handled that perfectly. He got a shot across without totally killing.
Yeah. But you could say he didn't quite have his back.
There's great players, bad teammates. I've been around them.
Yeah. So do you have to? But you have to go fight for that guy, even if you don't feel.
I'm
good
not throwing punches. I'll play peacemaker in that situation.
Grab someone medium size.
Absolutely.
And
we'll do the dance
and deal with that. I wonder. Remember, Everybody Wants Some, the movie? That was the classic of you have a teammate you loathe, and he's a troublemaker. Do you have to? And the message in the movie, this is the 70s they were talking about. You have to. No, he's your teammate. You must fight for him. It's a fascinating dilemma.
Not in all circumstances.
Okay.
But publicly, yes.
Okay.
You got to have his back.
All right, we'll let you go. Thanks for keeping the suit on.
No tie, though.
Appreciate that.
I let you down.
No, you look good.
All right.
Good. Yeah. We'll take a short break. Well, we got the newest Met up here. They could have two rookies in the outfield, 5'10", 160. That's a medium-sized guy. Also in the fight, I'd grab him. I'm saying, grab the crew like that. Grab a medium-sized guy. He can move. Look, he tore up Double-A. Went up to Triple-A, not as great, but guys on base. Sprays the ball around, good speed all around. Mets, again, need some help suddenly with depth, even though they are the #1 payroll in the game. Al, your thoughts overall on the Mets and where they are right now?
On A.J. Ewing?
Wherever you want to go, big guy.
He's a contact guy. I watched some film of him down in Double-A, Triple-A this year. 349, 350 in the minor leagues, Double-A, Triple-A. So he can hit. I don't know what that's going to do. Often when you have a team struggling, even though this seems like rather benign and you're calling up a prospect and he may be a very good big leaguer, you got to shake the room. I'm more than concerned because, I know that we're a quarter way through the season. It's not the 60 proverbial third of the way, Memorial Day, as we like to talk about it. There's just a lot there. The reason why I don't think it's complete doomsday is because I do think that there is enough starting pitching. And the old Dodger days of, hey, you get good starting pitching, you're always in the game. But they got to do a lot better offensively.
Yeah.
There's so many places you can go.
Independent of where the Mets are, this kid has had real success in Double-A and Triple-A, or is this reaching too far? Is this something a #1 payroll shouldn't have to do?
Well, I try to figure out, and I asked a couple of people, in all his time in Milwaukee, did David Stearns ever reach down for a minor leaguer this quickly after the promotion to Triple-A? And I couldn't find anybody, no one from Milwaukee could remember anything. And yet, can I say something is both desperate and the right move? The Mets lack energy right now. The ballpark lacks energy. I'll be there tonight, Citi Field. That place is waiting for a reason to boo. Homegrown always gives you a chance to get cheered. This guy is an energizer bunny, 17 out of 18 in stolen bases this year, right? Like if he could get on base, it's our guy, a young player with some energy, moves around the field and contact. I think he has 22 walks to 20 strikeouts this year. The Mets need something to believe in and to start winning a little and then hope. Polanco gets back, Lindor gets back, Robert gets back, because they've scored 139 runs this year. It's the second fewest in the sport, and somehow Juan Soto and Bo Bichette forgot how to hit. It's amazing to me.
You said something there that triggered an old Joel Shermanism, and you said this about the Brandon Nimmo infusion of those young Mets a few years back, saying you need to have those guys take over the room, where the young, hungry guys now run the room and not the older, I don't want to call them complacent, but less enthusiastic guys.
Isn't that what Carson Benz was? I mean, I know.
That was the hope. See, the problem with when you do it, and you know this well because you know Anthony Volpe from when he's a little kid, when you begin the season with the prospect, you listen to what the fans are screaming. You're not even trying if you don't put that kid on the team. He was good as, but you're always better off bringing him up after 3 weeks. Let him prove it down there, because if he struggles, all of a sudden Met fans, like Yankee fans, abandon Volpe. Oh no, they don't have to live with it. Benj, whatever. I think the fact that Benj began on the team, and just to go back to your point, like Met fans have nothing invested in this team because the Nimmos and Alonsos are gone. These are not like a lot of homegrown guys here. They're not people they've traveled with. And so when someone like Austin Slater or Journeyman fails, they're like, oh, look at this, Austin Slater. They'll feel different about a homegrown guy who's 21. And so it's, again, I think it's desperate and needed.
Okay, good point. Time to play a little small sample-sized theater. Music, please. Let the music play a little bit. I like it. Lay out for that. So, is this real? Is this small sample size theater? Things change, obviously, but Bo Bichette, you mentioned him. Bo Bichette, he's had one bad year as a pro, but the guy was hitting a ton last year. Weighted runs created plus, I'll throw it in again, 100 is league average. 61's abysmal. Cal Raleigh, the 60 home run guy, is 62. Ketel Marte, Fernando Tatis, who's been up and down, not even at those guys' level, but still a 79. And then we threw in Shohei Ohtani, because that's low for Ohtani at 114. Your thoughts?
Can I just do Bichette? Because here's the thing, is last year, he misses a month. He plays on a bad leg in the World Series in a position he's never played before. Against this great team, the best pitching, and he is fantastic.
Yeah.
So the one thing you could have told me this year is he's not going to handle third base. I'd always thought he'd hit. I didn't care about the position switch. And I always thought, like, this is a show historically. It's like, well, clutch hitting comes and goes. Not with him. This guy hits over 300 with runners in scoring position every year. He's a 202 this year.
Yeah.
You could have convinced me of anything at Bo Bichette, but not contacting the ball and hitting 300.
Right. I agree with you. I thought it was a desperation move on the Mets to get Bo Bichette, but I said, you have a better chance of winning with Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette can play. I didn't foresee this. You played in New York. I hear this, it's so tough in New York. Stop. I say stop that stuff. But it's happening right in front of us. It's happening.
Could you imagine having to have Joel and like 25 other Joels to come in?
There's not 25 other Joels.
Right,
Let's be pretty clear
about that. There's only 2, and that's John Heyman is 1.
My point is 25 microphones and pads in front of you going, hey, second and third, nobody out, and you didn't do it again. What were you thinking? And then it's like back page, don't look at the newspaper.
It's a good impression. Yeah.
It's a bad impression.
Listen, when you say it doesn't exist, you've never done it. It's added. It's part of what goes on in your coconut. And all of a sudden you mention about Bichette. He's a hitter. He puts the ball in play. He gets on base. And it's not happening. I don't know what's going on physically. I don't know what's going on mentally. All those guys.
But how can New York be tougher than I can't run? I'm playing a new position. It's a World Series.
Yeah.
And he's thriving.
Because it's all up. My knee hurts and I'm playing second. If I'm good, great. If I'm not, they understood. You come in and sign a guy in New York, and the fans are knowledgeable. They read and listen to Joel Sherman and others.
And they know you're making 43.
And then they get mad and they're like, what are you doing?
But I'm just saying, the whole booing thing is overblown. There's disappointment. There's a smattering of boos, but it wasn't like they were booing Bichette from the start.
Piazza got booed at the beginning and then turned into
It's not the boos.
Piazza.
Honestly, I know we can't. When And if I went 2 1/3 and I gave up 5 and they're booing me, I'm booing myself. It's not about the boos. It's about the constant in your head, and you go home and you think and you're agonizing, how do I get this turned around? And then you got to answer to it. It piles on.
You don't think that if you're a Royal? You don't think that if you're a Brave?
No.
You don't think
No
that?
disrespect to any other place in America. No, it's different.
Yeah.
Philly, New York, Boston.
Okay.
It's different.
Fair enough. Take a short break. When we come back, our baseball he plays, baseball IQ, baseball speed, and defense at the forefront. Chandler Simpson getting after it next. Intellectual audience. I know you're not used to that.
Sorry.
I'll go to the Padres this year. World Series contender, 13%, meaning you could win a pennant and go on, but at one and done, meaning most people think that seems negative, but making the postseason is not a negative. That's positive. Will not make the postseason at 28%. So we're still kind of split, but most people feel the Padres are a postseason team. Look, they are in first place right now today. Lynn says, I believe the Padres' potential. Tatis finds his rhythm. They could truly excel. All right, Lynn, thank you. Rich G. I like D. Nomad Rich G. Fool's Gold. Short and sweet. Thank you. Next, Brett said playoff team probably won't play deep into October. Don't have enough depth. That's a good point, too, Brett. Thank you for that. All right, 3 to C. 3 ball games to be watching tonight. You got Paul Skeens and the Pirates taking on the Rockies first of 3. Skeens, his last 7 starts, a 1.31 ERA through 8 scoreless last time out. He's been terrific. Mariners and Astros, second of a 4-game series. Tatsui Imai comes off the IL, makes his first start since April 10th. Again, the Astros need pitching. They're at 16 and 26. And finally, elite clubs, division leaders head-to-heads. The Cubs and the Braves, 2 best records in the National League. The Braves lead baseball at 5.6 runs per game. The Cubs are third with just over 5 runs per game. It's a good series.
Yeah, great.
Head-to-head there. All right, baseball he plays, our baseball IQ plays. Joel is here, Al is here.
He got on base. They created such distraction. You're looking at first and second, and how's my catcher, and is he going to throw him out? All of a sudden, you leave a ball up, and here's a double in the gap. He scores anyway.
Yeah.
I thought initially when I saw that, I thought for Vlad Guerrero Jr. to let the second baseman. You have to know the pitcher's generally not as fast as the everyday players. It's going to be a race to first base. But looking at that a few times, he just outran anybody.
It was like in between in no man's land. All right, we do a strike zone challenge of the day. We love this. So, Al, I know you like batting average. He's only hitting 211. He's got a 423 on base. So chase percentage, he's in the top 5. Taylor Ward is number 1. But also, do you see the combination of he doesn't chase, he's in the top 5, but the Z swing is swinging at pitches in the zone, 67%, by far the highest in the top 5. It's interesting.
So, good eye. He can recognize a strike, go for it. And, he takes his walk, or at least doesn't chase. This guy's a ball and play guy. And if you see his approach and the way he tracks the baseball, he's going to get a lot more of those ABSs.
He has confidence about him to challenge.
Yeah.
You understand? Like,
As
he's
a
like,
rookie.
no, I know the zone. He walks in knowing the zone.
he was off by that much on the
Yeah, when he was wrong. Right, it was ridiculous. All right, think baseball.
I would guess I think there's 4 possible answers. I'll go Francona.
See, I wrote Tito, Terry Francona with my guess.
Yeah.
I was thinking La Russa, but he's been gone a few years. He came back briefly. What do you think?
Buck Showalter.
That was it was Francona, Showalter, Bochy, or Baker. It's Bochy.
Oh, wow, by a wide margin, too.
I should have known that.
700. 4,500, then Dusty Baker, then Terry Francona, Bob Melvin, Tony La Russa, even though he's been gone a number of years. Wow. Now or never, by the way, yesterday, May 11th, 30 years, that's 30 years. Young Al Leiter, no hitting, a formidable Rockies ball club. I had to look up. I said, Al, did you walk 7 guys? No, just 2. And he hit 1, but a no-hitter. Congratulations. Good job, Al.
Well, the biggest thing about that was we did have a big lead, and I threw it in 103 pitches.
You were efficient. That's never happened. That hasn't happened since. This guy. Thank you, Al. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, that was good.